What's up, y'all? Real good here. I talk a lot about reality, goodness, and work. What is reality? Let's talk about it. First, quick note on what it's not. When I say reality, goodness, and work, I'm not talking about absolutes that need to be intellectualized to death. I'm really not. We don't need to figure out what's absolute reality, if there even is one. So you can push all of that wasted time, potentially wasted time, aside. Reality tends to be a question of relativity, is the way I mean it in this framework, right? It's, are you leaning into, let's see, taking a drug trip, watching a movie, fantasizing non-presently, or are you in your normal sobriety, the place to which you return when you are sober? Are you looking out into a world that is not covered in pixels and tricking your brain into thinking it's somewhere that you're not? Are you here with your body in the present moment, feeling what's going on for you? Are you lost in your mind? So in reality, goodness, and work, reality is talking about relative reality, and it's just about a North Star. It's a compass, so that at any given moment, you can keep coming back to what's real, right? We did an exercise recently where we imagined excitedly anything that we could possibly want, and then we noted that's not real. It's not what's going on. What is going on? Oh, cool. And what is an important difference there? Here in reality, what's going on is you can affect it. I'm not saying you can't get to everything that you want, but where do you actually start to affect? All of this discussion has to do with reality. We want our actual realities to be good, right? This is where we land. This is where we come back. When your drug trip is over and you're sober, when you're off your video game, when you come back out of wherever it is that you go, and this is a question you get to ask yourself relatively all day long. If you're daydreaming, when you come back, the reason I put reality here is it's not an obvious, it's not given. If you're out daydreaming, if you're in your mind even, just analyzing and thinking, there's a reality that's available to you that may not be totally comfortable. In fact, that might be the exact reason why you're avoiding it. That may be why you're watching movies, doing drugs, daydreaming. I am welcoming you to come back and sit with what might be uncomfortable. For example, meditation. Let's talk about a meditation that can look like sitting down, eyes open, doing nothing. Go for it. I challenge you. For most of us, that's an incredibly challenging activity. And what's going on? Nothing. I'm not telling you to work out. I'm not telling you to do anything, right? Just being with what is. You can call it boring. Okay, maybe reality's boring. That seems to be uncomfortable to most people. It seems to cause them to flee and run into activities, fantasies, non-presence, their mind, so on and so forth. I'm inviting you to reality. That's the reality I'm talking about. I love philosophizing. I love getting lost. I don't love anymore because it's not real to me anymore. But I have loved discussions about absolute reality and that sort of thing. The reality that's available to us is the one we're in. That's what's going on. That does not mean to take that to an extreme. There's also a whole camp that's sort of like anti-reality, like, oh, I get my reality, you get your reality. Like, okay, like, see you nowhere, because I'm playing in the system that we share. There is some part of this system that we share. A lot of it's mine. It's my interpretation and my experience of the system, but the backdrop is shared. There is some shared part of the substrate. You know, there's ways that people blow things out of reality, and it's another place where I encourage this, right? If there's a phrase, a catchphrase they like we are all one. Like, okay, that's a nice start, but it's very quickly not true. So using, be an overuse of the word discernment, but really actually articulating and differentiating and clarifying what we mean toward reality would be great. So for example, no, we're not all one. We're all perhaps members of the beings of the world as we know it, or we are all interconnected, or some of the things we do seem to affect each other quite a bit. And theoretically, maybe all of the things we do have some at least minute potential butterfly effect on the universe. Sure, those things are what? They're more real. Saying we are one, it's a cute phrase, and I'm welcoming you toward reality, right? Here's another tough one. We are all equal. Are we? What does that mean? What are we saying? Are you saying we all deserve to be treated similarly? Is that what we're saying? Okay, cool. What does that mean? Does that mean I feel sad when I imagine someone else being mistreated? Does it mean I feel discomfort? I feel guilt that I have something that I don't feel like I've earned? What is the reality? I'm welcoming you to lean into it. Because so many of these phrases, we can even take an intellectual route. We don't even have to get all the way to the actual reality of your somatic experience. We are all equal. What does that mean? Does that mean we all contribute somehow the same or equal amount of value to the world? Does it mean that we can take this morbid directions? Like, what does it mean is the question. What is real? Reality. That's the point. Go ahead and notice when you say something that doesn't actually have any meaning in reality. And recognize what the real meaning is. Maybe it's, that is not a truth. I stated it as a truth, but I realize I'm wanting something here. Oh, I noticed that I'm not actually wanting something in so much as I'm just wanting not to feel something. Welcome to reality. The more we get on reality, the more you can affect what's going on. Okay? We could talk about the serenity prayer and what you have power over and what you don't and that sort of thing. And that's fine as well. We can look at, are you more likely to go ahead and change the external reality chanting some phrase that isn't even real and doesn't mean anything? Or if you return more and more to reality and notice, I notice I'm feeling a discomfort about this sort of thing. And you do the work. You get into reality. And we lean into goodness and do the work. What happens when you lose that charge and you lose the bits of anger and hatred or sadness and suffering or whatever it is that's going on for you? You arrive more and more in the heaven that may actually be part of our birthright. And I'm using Christian language now, and you can have an allergy to that or not. I have had an allergy to that. I still have some allergies to that. To each their own. What I'm offering as a sort of religion is reality, goodness, and work. Leaning towards relative reality, relative goodness, your goodness. Iterating and learning on what that goodness means through the effort that we take to learn and experience and grow. Reality, relative reality. It's not necessarily what I see or the signs, and it's not necessarily that what I feel is true. It's certainly not that the story that comes from my feeling is true. But if you lean into reality, I think a lot of these things will begin to unfold for you. And if you want to jumpstart that process, go ahead and ask questions, leave them in the comments, go ahead and talk to some gurus, but keep coming back to your discernment. It's really important to not get lost in what others are saying. There are so many paths in this world, the things that people are offering and advertising that are not real. They're not real. I really want the best for us. I really do. I really do. I want to welcome you to sanity and goodness. That's what I should probably call this, is sanity, goodness, and work. Oh my goodness. Good. I'm getting back to that excitement feeling. It's like a little with a mix of a little side of exasperation. It's like an exasperation flavored richness and goodness right now that I'm feeling expanding in my chest, and happiness, because I'm finding it. What's real for me right now is I genuinely have paradise, and I want it for you. I really do. I really do. And there's so many ways that we can get sidelined, sidetracked, deluded, discouraged. And reality is not simply comfortable. But when you get into it and you work in it with goodness, oh my goodness, I love that phrase right now. This is real good. Oh my goodness. I'll see y'all again soon.